Rossoneri, and welcome to a new episode of our AC Milan Talk. We are back to discuss about the performance on the 31st Serie match day, but especially to focus on the main topic of this European week, the European clash against Roma. I'm ready, but I'm sure that is the same also for my two guests. Welcome to Adriano Del Monte. Hi, Adriano.
Hi, Lecce. I'm also ready. A very, very big week to look forward to.
Very well, Adriano. And welcome also to Sheridan Bird. Hi, Sheridan.
Hi, Lecce. Hi, Adriano. European weeks are the best. We live for them here.
We are ready for this new week, and there are many important fixtures ahead of our Rossoneri. So let's start with our men's first team. No words to describe the incredible performance at San Siro on Saturday. A sunny day, but especially a glowing and shining AC Milan. The Rossoneri raised to victory over Lecce, and this was a very important success, Adriano.
Very important. 3-0, 72,000 in the stands, sunny weather here in Milan, perfect day, and of course a perfect result, and quite comfortably. 3-0, convincing win, but comfortable with an eye on what's to come, of course, this week. We didn't want it to be a grueling 90 minutes, but now a lot of exciting matches to come. This is a great month. We previewed it last week, but now the tests begin.
3 important points and 3 important goals scored. Shared.
Really good performance. The team could have been a difficult match for Milan, could have been a nasty opponent because Lecce are no mugs, as we say in the UK. But Milan looking pretty in pink in your favourite kit, Lecce. I know you like this particular outfit. But Pulisic got things going with yet another goal, a really good finish from the US star. And Lecce were dealt with fairly ruthlessly by Milan. Perfect way to get started for this European week. I know a favourite of Adriano's, Olivier Giroud, got back on the score sheet after several months, and it's always good for Olivier to find his form. But my favourite moment, Adriano, was the pass by Adli for Rafa Leao's goal, which will be coming up next, which there he is, much as I say his name and he pops up. But this pass reminded me of a vintage Rui Costa, and for those a bit younger than me, which is most people probably, he was a superstar in the number 10 shirt for Milan many years ago. Well, that pass by Adli was exquisite. I don't know what you made of it, Adriano, but I thought it was such a good through ball.
Wonderful pass, wonderful finish, wonderful celebration. You can get that low, Sheridan, I think, like Rafa Leao scoring again. I think the key takeaway for me in this match, guys, was the positive performance of the squad, of course, but there were so many individuals really at the top of their game. And this is what we've come to expect from Mr. Pioli's team, in great form. Another win now, 7 consecutive in all competitions, and the first time in a very long time, almost 2 decades, that Milan have won 7 straight in all competitions. So this is a team in top form and primed and ready for what's to come.
And after the 90 minutes on the pitch, we had our head coach Stefano Pioli's post-match reaction with Milan TV cameras. Let's listen to his words together.
Chiaro che dobbiamo sempre trovare dentro di noi o nel nostro percorso delle motivazioni importanti, ma le motivazioni c'erano tutte in questa partita, perché vogliamo provare a continuare in questo periodo molto positivo sia in campionato, e serviva una partita del genere, una vittoria del genere contro una squadra che sta bene, che si doveva salvare, quindi con tutte le difficoltà della partita, ma cominciare bene queste 3 settimane che saranno molto pesanti sul nostro bilancio poi stagionale è sicuramente un fattore importante, e poi insomma anche per come si è messa, ho tolto qualche minuto, ho fatto giocare più giocatori, tutti stanno bene, hanno risposto bene, quindi proseguiamo così. Adesso tanta concentrazione alla sfida importante e difficile di giovedì sera con la Roma. È cambiato la sua testa. È cambiato, che adesso ha fiducia, adesso è positivo, adesso crede in quello che fa, conosce meglio chiaramente quelle che sono le conoscenze della squadra in campo, sa quello che deve fare con e senza palla, è cresciuto di condizione, è cresciuto in fiducia, è un giocatore di qualità, è un giocatore che può crearci la superiorità numerica. Sono molto contento per lui, perché comunque ha passato un momento, poi dopo dall'esterno sembra tutto bello, sembrano tutte cose fiori anche per i ragazzi che sono giovani, che stanno bene, che guadagnano tanti soldi, ma vivono anche di emozioni importanti, di delusioni anche importanti, di pressioni importanti, quindi quando poi un giocatore riesce a superare queste difficoltà va sicuramente a merito di Samu, perché ci ha creduto, perché ha lavorato tanto, e questo non può che far piacere a me, al club e alla squadra, perché siamo sempre pronti ad aiutare il compagno o chiunque, è capitato anche a me di essere in difficoltà e diamo sempre il sostegno a tutti, questo è bello.
It's an important result also because this positive result came at the beginning of a very important period, a very tough month. So this series of wins gave the Rossoneri many positive notes for them and to start this period not only in the league but also to the Europa League. Adriano.
Absolutely. Mr. Pioli said there, but it was a tough opponent. I said it was a relatively straightforward 90 minutes and comfortable, but it was an opponent that were in some decent form. Previously, a very hard-fought performance by Lecce against Roma, which we touched on last week. So it wasn't as easy as it looked, and I think they will take plenty of confidence away from the convincing performance. But yes, the tests now come. But you can only beat who's in front of you. We'll preview what's to come this week very shortly. But there are many exciting tests. But as we always say, Sheridan, this is why we love the game. This is the time of year, the time of season you want to be alive and competing in all competitions, and still plenty to play for and some big matchups to come, which I'm sure all the players are looking forward to, but they'll be even more confident about going into now. Chukwueze there, we saw Pulisic scoring again. So many positives to take away from another 3 points.
And our head coach Sheridan commented once again on Samuel Chukwueze's performance, but once again on his period in Rossonero.
He's just become such an important member of the team, and he's really showing that he can come on and change a match, or he can come into the starting lineup. He's such a strong dribbler. He's very skillful. He's enthusiastic. Yeah, he's fun to watch as well. I imagine the neutrals are really enjoying him, and it's just an extra weapon in Milan's armoury as the matches get a bit spicy. I've really enjoyed watching him as winter has turned into spring. I'm going to start calling him Chuku Messi because his feet are so quick, and defenders, opponents hate playing against him. So it's just brilliant. You know, everywhere you look, there are threats in the Milan shirt.
Keeping our focus on the protagonists of the match against Lecce, we're talking about Olivier Giroud once again on the score sheet, reaching 13 goals scored in the season.
And speaking so passionately post-match as well about his love for this club, this is a player who has come into this city and this club in obviously the latter stages of his career, but how important, how strong his presence has been. What a player, and he continues to deliver. He continues to perform, he continues to deliver at those key moments, and this is a player who it will eventually, when he does finish up, he'll finish up as one of Europe's top players in recent memory, and it's just so great to watch him play, so decisive, bringing other players in around him. And we've spoken about all of these protagonists. You can go through the entire list because everyone is really at a level now where we're starting to see them at their best, and this is why Milan come into this back end of the season still alive in every competition with plenty to play for and looking to, well, hopefully go one better than we did, of course, in Europe last season, the Europa League this time around. But Giroud, what a player. I hope he's here for many years to come.
And after a not easy period, Sheridan, also Mike Maignan back to good performances way, and he was decisive also against Lecce with many saves.
He was. He's a security blanket for the team, let's say. And they often say that if you've got a very good number 9 and a very good goalkeeper, you've got a good chance of winning football matches. And it might seem obvious, but it's true. And with Mike Maignan back to his imperious best, other teams are going to have to do something very special to get past him. And it's good to see. And it gives Milan a little edge before the match even starts.
After the 90 minutes of the pitch, Milan TV cameras also captured the post-match reaction from Tijani Reijnders, who talked about the importance of the win collected, but also on one of his teammates. So let's find out who. Let's listen.
Yeah, it felt good. It was a nice afternoon to play here in San Siro, and yeah, I think we brought a lot of joy in the game, and yeah, get a good 3 points. Yeah, of course, Rups is a important player for us, and yeah, if he doesn't play, you will miss him. But yeah, we have a lot of players who can fill in that role, and I think today Pulisic did a good job, and yeah, we didn't have any problems with Lecce.
Christian Pulisic on the score sheet since the 6th minute of the match against Lecce, and with that game he became the most decisive American player among the ones of the history in our league in Serie. Adriano, it's a very important stat for him, but also for the club.
Absolutely. And again, I think we've gone through the entire 11 here, and this is how positive the time is. Of course, Pulisic coming in and making his mark really from the get-go. He was really important early on. But we've spoken about all of these new signings coming in throughout the season, settling, finding their feet. Obviously, it takes time to adapt to life in a new city, time at a new club, and obviously in this case, new language for the American as well. But for him to have done what he's done in quick time, it's very, very impressive. This is his best return as an individual in a league campaign in his career. Now that's telling. He's obviously played in the Bundesliga with Dortmund, played in the Premier League with Chelsea, now here in Serie A. To me, Christian has found the perfect environment to unlock his full potential. This is a player who will continue to go from strength to strength. And there is still plenty to play for this season, but after we've gone through all of these players, I do have half an eye on next season, because I just feel all of these players we've discussed will go up another notch. They'll be stronger, they'll be closer, the squad will be more united. And this is a Milan team to keep a very close eye on next season. Again, returning very likely to the Champions League and everything that comes with it. This is a very exciting moment, and this player here, Pulisic, is one who, in my opinion, can lead from the front.
29 appearances, 10 goals, 6 assists. Christian Pulisic is a point of reference for the team, Sheridan.
Yeah, if all of the attackers, including the wingers, can get 10 goals every season, the team's probably going to achieve some important things. So it's so excellent to have Christian Pulisic settling in like he's been here for 5 years and scoring goals for fun. 6 assists as well, so he's decisive when he isn't finding the net himself, and become incredibly popular, and also raised Milan's profile in America, which is a huge market that the club wants to continue to thrive in. So it's a perfect story. Can it be capped off with some silverware? That's what we hope.
But now let's change topic, because it's an European week for our rossoneri. We come back to Europa League for the clash against Roma, the first face-to-face between rossoneri and giallorossi in the European history. But we need a very good performance, a decisive performance for this first leg, and we know very well that San Siro will help us.
San Siro will, European nights, nothing better. Sheridan, you said it earlier, there is nothing better. For any fan watching, Milan on a European night is as good as it gets. Maybe a derby as well, very special. But let's take a look at history, because recent history between Milan and Roma is all in our favour. No win for Roma against us since before COVID. 2019, the first half of that season. Success this season in the league, but as you touched on, Lecce, this is the first meeting in European competition, and there is Daniele De Rossi as the coach of Roma. Must be respected, because this is a completely different Roma team with respect to the former manager of that club than we encountered earlier in this campaign. So everything I've just said, throw it away, because the history, the numbers and everything counts for nothing. This is going to be a wonderful test, a wonderful evening of football. Of course, 2 legs this Thursday at San Siro, next Thursday for the return leg at the Stadio Olimpico, which we'll preview, of course, next week. But this is European football against Roma, one of the form teams in Europe. And of course, with our recent record, 7 straight wins, all competitions, it's going to be tough, but certainly I think the players are ready and they're in form, they're confident, as I said, so I think they'll certainly put their best foot forward.
Yeah, of course, because analyzing the period that our next European opponents are living, they are experiencing this new beginning, this positive period with their new head coach, Daniele De Rossi, gaining important results. The most recent, but maybe also the most important, the win during the Derby della Capitale against Lazio.
Yeah, they're coming into the European match against Milan on a high after beating their city cousins, if you like. And I think they're a team that are really giving everything. Daniele De Rossi, if you don't know, for those who don't know, was captain of Roma for many years after Francesco Totti, and he gives everything, or gave everything, for Roma on the pitch. As a manager, he makes sure that the players give 100% in every game. Looking at the two teams, I would say that perhaps Milan have a bit more quality in midfield. Often they say matches are won in midfield, and I think that could be an area where Milan might have the edge. But in terms of team spirit and motivation and giving everything, Roma are basically a team that must be respected. It's the first time in Europe, as Adriano pointed out, between Roma and Milan, so that's exciting in itself. But I just think it's going to be a wonderful spectacle, and Roma have got players that need to be monitored as well. Paolo Dybala, fantastic player. Romelu Lukaku. Stefan El Shaarawy, an old friend of Milan. So there's lots to look forward to, but I do think that Milan, with their European experience and the midfield, might just have the edge, I hope.
Talking about Serie, next up for the Rossoneri will be Sassuolo, and away match day for us. But the Roverdi are living a new beginning with their new head coach, Davide Ballardini. But what about this team, Adriano?
Good memories. Sassuolo, of course, where we won the Scudetto a couple of years ago. That was an incredible moment, but of course, different time this time around. And a tricky time that the match comes about, because it is a team in Sassuolo who they're fighting to avoid relegation. So they need to win. Every point counts. They'll be hungry. They'll be ready against Milan. And obviously with this match in between the two Europa League quarterfinals against Roma, never easy. So look, I'm not Mr. Pioli, I'm not sure what he's going to do, but you would feel that he would look to rest some players with an eye on the return leg against Roma, which will make this a little trickier. But certainly, look, with respect to Sassuolo, where they're currently at, this is an opportunity to get another important 3 points in the league, despite their mini revival, and just ensure that that top 4 spot is secured sooner rather than later.
Do you agree, Sheridan?
I agree with Adriano. They're 25 points, I think, Sassuolo, but the teams above them don't have many more points. Now, what does that mean to Milan? That means that every point counts for Sassuolo. So they will know that a victory will give them a huge boost. So Milan have to be wary. Davide Ballardini, who you mentioned, the Sassuolo coach, is a specialist in survival. He's very good at organising teams that are struggling. He's a cool-looking guy with his sunglasses and his shaved head, so he means business, and he won't be giving Milan any gifts. He won't be trying to help Milan in the middle of their European fortnight. So it's going to be a difficult match, and Milan will have to be at their best. I agree with Adriano. Some squad rotation would be a good idea, but not too much, because that can come back and bite you. But it's going to be a tough match.
That's all for our men's first team. Talking about our women's team, our Rossoneri, they are living a new international break. So we will discuss about the next match against Napoli during next AC Milan Talk episode. And now let's move on with our under-19s. Nothing to do for Abate's side against Sampdoria in Genova, but now let's relive the most important moment on the pitch of Sampdoria versus AC Milan.
It's a very pleasant day today here in Bogliasco. The sun is shining, spring is with us, but Milan are not here for a day trip or a holiday. It's a very important fixture, round 28 against Sampdoria. Milan kick off. In comes the corner. Kevin Zidane is on his own. He heads it goalwards. Great save by Scardino in goal for Sampdoria, and the follow-up goes over the bar. But really good from Kevin. Clinton and Ciara plays a long ball forward. Filippo Scotti's on his own. Scotti, first time. Another save by Scardino, but it was a really good direct attack by Milan. And this is a chance to see the shot from Pippo Scotti, who's in fine form. Milan just struggling to get it out of their own half. Malaspina doesn't look, and it's given away. This is dangerous. Sampdoria coming forward. The shot's charged down, saved by Revaer, and then it's a block, but it's just a warning sign for Milan. Leonardi with the shot. Crossed in by Sampdoria. There's a player on his own at the far post, and he scored. 1-0 to Sampdoria. Not what Milan wanted. A quarter of the way through this match, halfway through the first half. It is the ex-Milan player Gabriele Alesi. Kevin Zidane, great work to Diego Sia. Sia pulls it back, Scotti, and somehow Scotti in red-hot form puts it over the bar. The link-up between Zidane and Sia was amazing, and Scotti somehow, unlike him, missed. Corner to Milan. Glancing header by Simic. Can anyone get on the end of it? And Scardino with another wonderful save at the moment. It's the Sampdoria keeper, Scardino, against Milan, or so it seems. Second half, Bakune doesn't control it, has to scurry back and then collides with a teammate, and now the counter-attack is on for Sampdoria. Sampdoria coming forward, Milan a little bit leaving spaces at the back, and it's swept in, and that's the second goal. Sampdoria have their 2-0 lead. Leonardi makes it 2. Kevin Zadoli wins it back brilliantly and then plays it forward. Filippo Scotti is on his own on the right. He's waiting for the ball. Diego Sia. Sia brings it forward, finally plays it into Scotti. Takes a touch and shoots. And that's great defending by Sampdoria. Sia spotted his fellow winger. He took a touch, but 2 defenders stopped it. Corner from Stalmak. Giancarlo Simic goalwards, and then it's deflected by a Sampdoria head. More fine defending from Sampdoria. Conti this time. Simic heading it towards the corner, but it's blocked close to the line. Not long before the end, and indeed, referee Mastro Domenico blows the final whistle. The score is Sampdoria 2, Milan 0.
That's all for today. We come to the end of this episode, and we will be back in a week on Tuesday to comment on the first leg against Roma, for the comment on the Serie match day against Sassuolo, but especially for the second leg preview against the Giallorossi. Thanks to Adriano Del Monte.
Thank you, Lecce. We'll see you next week.
And thanks to Sheridan Bird.
My pleasure. Thank you, Lecce. Thank you, Adriano. I can't wait for the action to start.
See you next week, guys. And dear Rossoneri, thanks for following us. See you again, as always, on AC Milan Talk. Ciao.